You see me
I like
now?
that. Now, yeah, now
Yay!
there you go. You know, how's
Nice.
everything today?
Everything's great today, actually. It's nice weather back in Stockholm.
Good, good, good. Yeah,
How are
here
you? Where are you placed?
I'm right next to New York. I'm in New Jersey.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little chilly, but like one day it'll be 85, next day it'll be 55.
Okay. And how
So
about the Jersey girls these days?
they're okay. Not like what they used to look like, you know. Back
Yeah.
in the day, every girl looked good then, you know.
Okay.
So good talking to you, man. Glorious Bank Robbers. Um, Congratulations on the new album coming out September 27th, Rock and Roll Church. That's on Sound Pollution, Bollmora Records.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the album. We'll go down track by track and give me your impression on each song. So this way people get to know it before it even comes out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
you have heard the album. You have heard the songs.
yes, yeah, I heard it this
Okay.
morning. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Cool,
Okay.
cool.
Great.
So
Well,
let's
this
start off. Go ahead.
yeah.
Let's
Should I start with the songs or
Yeah,
tell you about the?
we'll start off with the songs because your career goes back what till the
Yeah.
80s. So like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so let's start off with Rock and Roll Church and the title track.
Yeah, Rock and Roll Church is like kind of well, it's the title track, and that's me that wrote in the songs, and most of them anyway. And when I wrote songs, I just stand there in my living room and have my guitar on me, and sometimes there'll be a melody, and sometimes there'll be a riff, and I just combine the cool boogie riff with the lyrics, and yeah, it happened to be Rock and Roll Church, and I just sang Rock and Roll Church, and I thought that it looked cool, and it sounded cool, and I was thinking, oh, then, well, create some kind of new rock and roll religion.
Right. Cool. Cool. Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
why not? Because so
Yeah.
many crazy religions out there, so why not try to create a rock and roll religion? So that's a kind of way that it happened. That song.
Cool, cool.
So the kids today, they want to rock instead of go like, in the Palestina conflict. I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Tell me
There's
about
kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, what do you say? Yeah, it's kind of meaning with it
yeah.
some way in that context, but not that, I mean, not that serious, but
Right.
yeah.
Right. Tell me a little bit about Schoolgirl.
Schoolgirl is actually it's about self-experience thing, and and it's a little bit crazy because people have asked us because I mean we're around 55 in the band, so oh you're singing about schoolgirls, hey are you,
Uh-huh.
is it elderly complex or something? But actually it's happened, and it's about when you meet a girl in school and you're shy and young and you can't get in touch with her,
Right.
but you want that, and then you see each other for 10 years later,
Uh-huh.
and it's the same girl, but 10 years older, and you were also 10 years older. And then it happens that you see each other again, and with all that imagination from where you were in school, in the school age.
Right. Yeah.
And
Definitely.
then things happen. So actually, it's a kind of a self-experience thing.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I know back in the day, like when I was in high school, junior high school, whatever, grammar school, girls didn't even want to bother with me, like
No.
they don't
See?
even look at you. Now it's different, you know.
Yeah.
Now they look at what kind of bank account you got.
Yeah, when you're in the bank robbers, they just like come in big herds.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I bet you they do.
No, but the girls in school, they're always looking for elderly kids,
Yeah,
and there you stood, and they saw my joy, everything's growing and that kind of stuff. So you
right.
have to wait like 10 years and then try to grab them.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely, definitely. Tell me
So
about a
it's
little bit.
about that kind of thing.
Yeah, cool, cool. Demolition Boy.
Demolition Boy, it's actually when you're frustrated, and it's about actually a little bit some kind of disputes when you're looking back in the years and have you disputes with members in the band and you can't cope with them, and you can't cope with people, and you think in the opposite ways and that kind of stuff. So actually it's kind of Yeah, it's a little about frustration and things that you got in mind and things that you got in yourself and wanted out and so on.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
Little
Wow.
bit more like a punk rock text.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. The long drink.
Long Rick, as it's about the relationships actually. It's about the relationship. And I compared with a long drink, you know, a long relationship,
Right.
and they
Yeah.
start up with a drink, and it could be a long drink, and then you have a long relationship with all that concerns with the long
Right.
relationships.
Wow.
First, you think everything is cool, then I mean, first you, of course, you're sexually attracted to each other, and you're drinking the drinks and having fun, and
Right.
then you middle in life, and you think everything's fine, but then come all the crashes, and sometimes you split up and so on, and then it's the third age.
Right.
Actually, I'm myself in the third age with my girlfriend, so you know, we have two kids and so on. So
Uh-huh.
it's a little
Cool.
bit about real life and real relationships, actually.
Wow. Wow. How about hometown?
Hometown is about, you can say it's also self-experienced. When I was, yeah, I was in Korea with a band called Backstreet Girls. A
Uh-huh.
short while after Glory split up in like 89, 90 or something. I was singing with another cool band called the Backstreet Girls from Norway.
Right.
And you know, when I come there those days, you know, happen to see, you know, girls all over. The Norwegian girls are fantastic, you know that, of course. And then you got away from there, and then you get back 20 years old. 20 years later, you may is she left, and she's not, and you know you have that imaginations and so on. So actually, you get back to the town where you're longing for someone to be, but she's not.
Right. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Some way,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. How about ain't happy?
In Happy, it's about actually it's also a relation song. It's much relations now when I talk about it.
Uh-huh. Uh,
No, but Ain't Happy is actually when you have a cool, a good relation with a, I mean, girl or a guy. You could whatever, but and then you're trying to split up, trying to see new things, trying to meet someone else, but you actually can't because you're bound to that
right.
important person, and then you feel that you ain't happy if you're not together, and that makes a good a thing to connect you when you're
Right.
thinking about that, because you have could have lots of agony when you split up, and sometimes it's not worth it. It's more
Right.
worth it to be together with all the complex things and so on.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
That song is a little bit about a little bit serious stuff, but also it's a kind of bluesy, little bit more Aerosmith riff song.
Right. How about Hell's Kitchen?
As Kitchen, actually, it's Jonas, the guitarist, that wrote that one, and he wrote that one when we were touring in New York.
Uh-huh.
We had a 2 3 weeks tour in New York back in '89, I think, when we also recorded an LP at CBGB's, a live LP at CBGB's in New York City.
Wow.
That was a real cool one. Actually, we're only Swedish band or maybe Nordic band that has recorded a live record at CBGB. So that was cool.
Wow.
And when we were on tour, that we also played Cat Club together with the Sweet, you know, the Sweet
Yeah.
from
Yes. Yeah.
the British band, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we met all the fancy guys, the Ramones guys,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ace Frehley was there, and we as cool stories. Actually, it's a genuine story. We met Ace Frehley and his girlfriend
Uh-huh.
in this tour in New York. Met Ace Frehley and his girlfriend in a bar. They were just hanging around.
Right.
And we happened to get Ace Frehley's girlfriend with us out on the pubs because, you know,
Ah,
she liked the Nordic guys and
yeah.
young guys. Ace stood there like, I don't know, he was 40, 50 years and
Right.
was looking kind of, I mean, and we got her with her, and she was kind of crazy because she was an S&M
Oh, yeah.
girl woman. Yeah. So
Wow.
she asked us immediately to get up to a crazy club. I don't know, Soon DK, I think the club was called.
Uh-huh.
And
Wow.
and she in some way she got up in those, I don't know, the rings and the wires in the roof.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wow.
she connected herself
Uh-huh.
up in the roof and asked us, "Spank me, spank me, spank me." So there we stood and spanked Ace Frehley's girlfriend. I
Wow.
mean, it was just for fun, but
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was kind of crazy as an M girl. So that was also happening on that tour. But around all this, Jonta, the guitarist, he wants to get a tattoo at the Lower East Side in New York.
Right.
And we
Wow.
thought it was crazy, but I mean, those times back in then in the 90s, there was kind of crazy at Lower East, that lots of junkies. Now there's like zero tolerance, so there's
Yeah,
much more cleaner in the streets. So
yeah.
it was kind of crazy. We're quite scared, and he got into a crazy, I mean, totally rough apartment and got his tattoo from a crazy guy.
Wow.
So we just ran off there, and that's I think the lyrics is from that happening in that tour.
Cool, cool. But
Yeah,
that was it. That was it back in the day. The Cat Club and CBGB's and Max's Kansas City and
yeah,
all them places. I mean, I used to hang out there all the time. It was
yeah. Okay,
the,
yeah.
like now I don't even go. But I mean, like
Oh,
back then it was like a
is
place.
is there any clubs left
Yeah,
like those
yeah,
ones?
yeah. Even the
Oh,
clothes stores are gone.
oh yeah.
Like
Mm,
stuff like that. But I mean, I got to see some great bands in the village, like the Ramones, like Lizzie Borden, and
mm,
places like at the Cat Club. I used to go there all the time. Great club, you
yeah,
know. So them days are gone. It's sad,
yeah. They are.
you
Yeah.
know. Tell me a little bit about Human Race.
Human race. It's about well, it's a kind of it's a kind of war against war thing, you take
Right,
care of human race, we are together and so on. It's about the feeling these days in the European countries, the war in Ukraine and so
right.
on. So a little bit mirroring those kind of issues, and yeah, it's about that thing.
Cool, cool.
So we're
Uh,
just a human race, and we got to keep together. You can't just slaughter each other, it's crazy and so on. Yeah.
right. Like you just mentioned to me, you're married, you got two kids and stuff like that. Do you ever like think about the future? What holds for them?
I don't know. They work in one of my sons is working with music as me,
Right,
and the other one is an artist, a painting artist.
right.
So they go for the cultural things, but yeah, you're thinking of it, of course, and you have to take care of the kids, and you're worried
Yeah,
in which way the world is going. So of course, and this all these AI things
yeah,
and the Palestine Israel conflict, and now of course the crazy maniac Putin and so on is like doing his war here, and everyone's scared, and that's crazy.
yeah, I bet you, you know. Let's talk about Baby Sad. Baby Sad,
Uh,
Baby
yeah,
Sad.
baby said. Yeah, actually, it's kind of relation thing. And it's when you think when you baby when your girlfriend thinks that you should be tough and do the right stuff, and maybe
Right,
you're not that tough as yourself thinks or what she thinks, and actually you couldn't cope, and you couldn't you make her, you think that you make your relation, your part in the relationships, you make her disappointed,
right,
but that's why you can't always cope with the hard things in life and so on.
right. Yeah.
So it's some way I try to express that a little bit more special issue in relationship.
Cool. How about not me?
Not me is you shouldn't actually I mean it's a little bit mirroring from my I also have a work, and I work at the hospital, just
Uh-huh.
to get in
Right,
income there when you're not out touring. And people should not try to sit on you, you
right.
have to, not me, you can't just do as you want with me, and you had to take care of yourself and so on.
Yeah.
You have to be strong and not, yeah, you not follow what everyone says and so on. Yeah.
And the last track, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's when actually when I was out touring with the Backstreet Girls, I was have a relationship with the girlfriend. You know that old story. You want to be home, but you can't be home, and I'm sorry, I have to do the right way. And also used to gamble a lot when I was in the younger years,
That's
and
funny.
sometimes I got too far and I spend all money in the gambling houses instead of my fiancée and so on. So
Right.
that's kind of, I'm sorry, thing.
Welcome.
Yeah.
What do you feel that Glorious Bank Robbers contributed so long in longevity of the band? I mean, you started in 80 something, 83, 85, and you're still around today. Why?
Because we're out jogging, so we got the energy.
It's amazing, it's amazing that you're still playing out there.
Yeah. We amazed ourselves, but it's not that easy though. Our drummer, the basic drummer, he died actually in 2012, I think, or something.
Right.
And then so that was kind of sad. So we had to rearrange the band a little bit. So these days are just me and Jonta, the guitarist, left from the original band.
Right.
But yeah, we started at 83, and we got the yeah. I've done a little bit different kind of bands and tried different kind of music a little bit, but it happened to be that Glorious Bankrobbers is the real energy and the real that you have in your heart and that kind of music, and we're pals, me and Jonta, and now we have met up with two other crazy guys, a drummer Bentan and a brand new bass player that called Joje. But well, we have the energy for this, and we like playing, we like going live gigging, and we always have energy. And I don't know, we have the right genes maybe for rock, the rock genes. Yeah. Well, both we have the genes, honor the blue genes, and we also have the genes.
Yeah.
the DNA.
Yeah.
DNA for rock and roll. Yeah, man, that's a good title. DNA for rock and roll.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Next album maybe, or a new song. DNA, rock and roll DNA.
Yeah. So
Oh.
how do you compare the music back then compared to what it is now?
I still think it was a little bit, when you listen to the first record as that recorded in 83 and released 84, it's a little bit more simple and a little bit more pop sounding, and now we got a little bit more guitar and a little bit more grungy feeling and a little bit more deeper rock and roll, broader rock and roll, better production, of course. So
Right.
but so I think we have developed a little bit new sound and a more mature sound, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Tell me a little bit about life on the road. Say, do you have to pick up your own medical insurance and stuff like that, or the record company takes care of that just in case you got hurt on stage or stuff? How does that all work?
Oh, you mean the insurance thing?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. You mean in Sweden compared to the US or something like that?
Well, when you're playing, like touring and stuff, if you got hurt, do they cover that? Does the record
Ooh, I
company?
never thought about that, but we have our every guy in the band have their own insurance, I think.
Right.
So yeah, that we call home insurance.
Cool.
Yeah, hemförsäkring in Swedish is that everything you do outside your home and inside your home, if you have a good home insurance, it just will cover all the cost for medical care and so on, even if you're abroad, actually. So that's a very good insurance.
Right.
It's not that expensive as well. So it's yeah, I think every guy and every person in Sweden actually have to have insurance, I think.
Cool. Now,
So,
why do you feel people like myself that like Sweden and Norway is the mecca for music now? Like everybody looks to your country for the best music in the world.
okay. Actually, I didn't know that, but that sounds great.
I'm telling you, because like I mean, when I got to hear the first album from Crash Diet, that blew my mind. And
Right,
like
yeah.
not just Crash Diet, there's tons and tons of bands coming out of Sweden and Norway that are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Do they ever contact you and ask for recommendations or you know, anything?
You mean other band from other countries
Yeah.
in like Europe asking us? No, I have no experience of that actually. But there's a lots of Swedish band that are out touring, I think, yeah, like Helicopters and
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and Backyard Babies and so on, and other one, and much metal acts
Cool, cool.
and so on. So I don't know. No, I haven't had that questions. No,
Right. Right.
I haven't heard of that actually.
Well,
But it's nice that you say that. That's where the then we have maybe a bright future for this record that people
yes.
will
Yes.
come
Definitely.
up.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. Maybe you get to tour United States too.
yeah,
You
of
know.
course. Do you have any good connections?
I do actually. So we'll
You
talk.
have? All right.
Yeah, we'll talk
Okay.
about that, you know. So like
Yeah.
you know, when you were at the height of career and stuff like that and you're touring, did you guys ever have like a tour rider? Like what you wanted backstage to take care of you guys?
Yeah, sort of, but not the worst ones that,
Right,
strip girls and every kind of candy and 10 whiskey bottles. Not that.
right.
Maybe, a couple of beers and maybe a couple of strip girls.
Cool, cool.
No, no, but couple of beers and, a little bit of snacks and so on. Not more than that, actually.
Right, right, right.
A
What
good hotel room is good. A
yeah,
great, or actually medium good hotel room. I mean, doesn't have to be more than that, but cool environment, and a cool club to play on.
cool, cool, cool. Well, what's the biggest memory in your career that you could think of?
Well, actually, I don't know if the biggest, but one of the craziest things was when I was in this Backstreet Girl band, that the Norwegian band where I
Right.
was a part of in yeah, middle of the 90s after the first split up from Glorious Bankers. And then I was touring. We were touring with that band, and we got up in the Nordic of Norway, and was a kind of uh, crazy place with lots of people, and I was rocking in front of the stage, at the front of the stage with lots of audience, and suddenly I felt a bite in my bone.
Uh-huh.
It was hard bite, and what the fuck was that? And I was rocking on. Then when I came backstage, I had four red holes in my muscle.
Oh
So I
yeah.
had a real raw bite from a human being in my yeah, muscle here, bone muscle.
Wow.
You have to get a vaccination for this, this
Yeah, yeah.
rabies thing,
Wow.
or a different kind of diseases. So that was kind of crazy. I
Wow.
was just bleeding from my bone for a human bite, so that was crazy.
Wow. Wow.
But
So
when we were touring in New York, that was also cool stuff. When you're playing with the Sweet and Met Ramones, and I was hanging out with Joe Ramone and that kind of thing. That's
cool.
also, of course, happening.
Cool, cool. Tell me about merchandise where people could pick up merchandise of Glorious Bank Robbers.
Yeah, I don't know. We have our homepage and we have our Facebook site, and I think it's okay to order from that. I don't know if Sound Pollution, which is our distributor, they might have it as well. But actually, we're in a phase now where we're bringing lots of new T-shirts and bags and whiskey glasses and so on. So we got a couple of amount on different kind of merchandise.
Cool, cool.
I'm not sure where to order it the best way, but there is
Uh-huh.
anyway.
Cool, cool. Now, when
Mm.
you recorded the album, did your record company have any kind of stipulations, like they didn't want certain things or they did want certain things, stuff like that?
Oh, actually, we were kind of free when we did it. Yeah, I
Good.
think so. And it had a good we have a good work together with the record company and distribution company. Actually, the distribution company is doing almost more than the record company, we
Right,
think, because they're very good to get the records out in the world and get different kind of interviews and so on. So actually, I think they are a bigger part for us than the record company, because
cool,
the
cool.
record company is kind of small company in Stockholm, but the
Right,
distribution, Sound Pollution, they have very, very good contacts all over the world.
right, right. Now, what kind of format is the Rock and Roll Church going to come out on? CD, vinyl, everything?
It's both the vinyl and CD. Yeah.
Cool, 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 cool.
Mm.
And what are your hopes for this album?
Well, actually, lots of gigs. Actually, lots
Yeah.
of gigs and radio plays, and that our video will be shown, and lots of viewers and so on. And it's looking quite good for the first one. We just released our Demolition Boy. Have you seen that, the
No, I
video?
haven't seen that. Oh, yes, I did this morning. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes.
I think you
Yep.
can just on YouTube you can
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah, that's what I
That one
saw.
is going quite well. Lots of comments and lots of views and so on. And then we're going to release our record now next week, and then we're going to release a new video from the hometown song.
Right.
So that will be quite real cool as well.
Cool, cool. You have any shows coming up you like to talk about?
We have two shows in this September now next week, together with when we release our records. So we have a release party,
Right,
two
cool.
nights in Stockholm, and now we have a couple of gigs out in Sweden, one boat trip, and couple of touring in Sweden, but not right now any abroad gigs actually.
Right. Cool,
So
cool.
if you could get us some cool gigs at New Jersey, we'd love
Yeah.
to come.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you ever think in the younger days, like the earlier days, you'd still be playing music in the band?
When we were young, thinking that
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
still rocking. Well, I think I hope that, because I always have seen myself in a rock career all the way.
right.
But nowadays I have to have work a little bit at the hospital. But my main core thing is to be part of different kind of bands and write songs. I always write songs every day. I write a new song, so I have like million of songs.
Cool,
And
cool,
now I could canalize them into Glorious Bankover. So that's very good.
cool, cool. What was your first job you ever had?
My first job, I think it was cleaning windows, actually. But after that, I was a cab driver.
Oh, yeah?
One time I was threatened with a gun from a customer. That was very, very scary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Cool.
don't know what he would do with me, but just I made a crazy thing, because the first thing I did, it was like just a reflex.
Right.
I he threatened me. Look here, with this is a gun, he said, and I directly said, "Oh yeah, what a beautiful gun. Where did you get that one?" So
Yeah.
I don't know where it came from, and
Right.
he got got kind of perplexed.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he just fell out of the car, and he
Wow.
was quite drunk. So and my heart goes, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
But it was quite cool. I just, oh, what a great gun. Yeah. So
Cool.
that was a scary moment. But so I was a cab driver for yeah,
Cool.
couple of years actually, just working extra and then touring with a different band also.
Cool, cool. So what's the rest of the year look like for you?
The rest of the year is to promote the Bank Robber albums, promote the videos, go out touring, and trying to, I mean, looking for creation of a new album, I think.
Cool.
Because we did an album last year, and now it's the Back on the Road album we released in the spring last year, and now released Rock and Roll Church album, and I think we will release, well, if not next year, maybe 2026.
Cool.
So we're trying to do as the band did in the 70s,
Yeah.
release a new album every year.
Every year. Every year.
Yeah, they did. They did actually,
Yeah.
the rock groups and at least the glam rock groups in Europe released. I think Aerosmith, like they did some, yeah, in 73, 74, 75.
Wow. Cool, cool. So what music did you listen to when you were say you were in high school? What music?
Yeah, actually, in the beginning, it was like I like the Beatles and I like the Who.
Uh-huh.
Actually, it came from the Beatles. My brothers, and I've got two brothers and one sister, and they used to, and a little bit elder
Right.
than me. So they were this was in the 60s, so they used to listen to Beatles. So I thought that was cool. But then the Who, I experienced the Who, and I thought Pete Townsend, with this cool, yeah, of course you listen to, but are you the Who fan or no?
Yeah, I like to. Yeah,
Yeah. Then from the Who, from Beatles to the Who, then to the more rock groups like Led Zeppelin and Aerosmith and
right.
Queen and those kind of acts. And then came AC/DC a little bit later in the 70s, and of course I listened to those one. I myself wasn't in that much for punk rock, but Jonta, the guitarist, he was
Right.
actually a punk rocker.
Uh-huh.
So Jonta and me just combined it. I was more like bluesy rock and roll, like Who, Aerosmith, and he was like Iggy and the Stooges and Sex Pistols.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
we formed some kind of yeah,
Cool,
great
cool,
mixture of that.
cool,
So
cool.
it was those kind. First, a little bit more pop when I was in my in my youth and a kid, and then more rock and roll when I was 18, and then forward.
Cool, cool, cool. Well, Ollie, it was great talking to you, and congratulations on the new album, Rock and Roll Church, September 27th. Release date. Check out the videos. And would you like to say anything to the fans?
Yeah, just keep rocking, and we will be there. We will love to be play in the US all over, of course. And I think we will be there because we're on it.
Cool, cool. Thanks a lot for the chat, man.
Thank you. Have a nice day now.
You talk to you later.
Bye bye.